What's good? We're back. You wanna can you gotta be so goddamn close? I guess you could be closer. It's okay. Yeah. So, what's up, y'all? We're back. Another song breakdown with E Brown, your boy. Got my man King Dow here. He's on one of the songs off of Mosaic for this nigga. For y'all who don't know and haven't tuned in to any of the song breakdowns before, how it works is we go through songs throughout my catalog from the beginning to current. We're about 2021. We're in the Mosaic time frame, and we're doing the last 5 songs from the Mosaic project. King Dow is on one of them on the last song called Keep Going. So that's why he's here tonight. I appreciate you coming through. I know you didn't have to be here. Absolutely. So yeah, we're going to get right into it, man. Like we got Sessions, Grateful Interlude, Unfamiliar. What's the other? Goddamn. It's a pleasure. Something. I forget the name of the goddamn skit. And then we got Keep Going to end it. So let's get right into it. And for people who don't know, we usually play the songs first. And then, we go back and break them down piece by piece. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Here's Sessions. Yeah. Late night stream. Not normal. But we're here.
Radio vibes.
These sessions got me vibing on the low. The music hitting, touching on my soul. I know you got what I want. Love how we mix it and feeling it. How the rhythm is getting us on the wave. What can I say? Escape reality when we start pressing play. So save it all as we keep on progressing. Just you and I catching vibes in the session.
This video is
we getting at it, getting to work. We love what we do.
Video
so
to the song is
you
in
and me, we vibe to the music established. You are never really thought less. How you was express it, sending chills through my flesh. You the best at it with the breakdown, feeling like it's fate now. How you laid that 8 count, harmonize with the background, leaving all of the moment. Pit pad we zoning as we take control. Level out with our decibels. You were so professional. Thought I let you know. Feeling nice, well, how you set the mood, and get the groove all mental and physical. How these things draw me to you, I swear it's true. Light me up when you in the room, when I'm on the mic. And we dim the lights, you feel the vibe as the flames ignite.
Yeah, it is really.
It's heating up, loving how we really connected, finding a spark through these times in the session. These sessions got me vibing on the low. The music hitting, touching on my soul. I know you got what I want. Love how we mix it and feel it. How the rhythm is getting us on the wave. What can I say? Escape reality when we start pressing play. So save it all as we keep on progressing. Just you and I catching vibes in the session.
Here's my lyrics.
You make me feel these vibes are way too real.
Yeah, this whole
You're
song.
honest with me. This room between your lines ain't empty. Your bars get me tipsy. Oh boy, you know you got me so stuck. Call it tough love. Can't seem to get enough of it. A spark
He's the king
like
of
a fire
female features.
for all this long that I know in the studio. We vibrate but never on the phone. We vibrate but never on the phone.
These sessions got me vibing on the low.
I have so
Music
much.
hitting, touching on my soul. I know you got what I want. Love how we mix it and feel it. How the rhythm is getting us on the wave. What can I say? Escape reality when we start pressing play. So save it all as we keep on progressing. Just you and I catching vibes in the session.
They give me vintage vibes.
Vintage vibes. Yeah, so that's Sessions. And when I think back on this song, I really think about how much I don't like it. Like listening to it now.
We're doing it. All right.
Because, not because, like, it's not... it's not a bad song, but I just think for me it's like it just doesn't hit here.
Yeah.
You know, like it just doesn't hit here. And I feel like a lot of the music that I want to make, I want it to hit
To knock, yeah.
you know, there for me too. But going back through and breaking this down, like this song is really just meant to be about being in a studio session, a studio setting, enjoying it, getting lost in it, you know, and that's where I really wanted to transition the story.
These sessions got me vibing on the low. The music hitting, touching on my soul. I know you got what I want. Love how we mix it and feeling it. How the rhythm is getting us on the wave. What can I say? Escape reality when we start pressing play. So save it all as we keep on progressing. Just you and I catching vibes in the session.
And you know, I think that hook is like one of those things where it's like, especially this hook, I feel like I was trying to be like too clever. A little bit. Cause it's like, yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, these sessions got me vibing on the low. The music hitting, touching on my soul. I know you got what I want. Love how we mixing and feeling it. How the rhythm is getting us on a wave. What can I say? It's scary reality when we start pressing play. Like, and I feel like that's so clever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, to save it all while we keep on progressing, just you and I catching vibes in the session. It's like, I feel like it still hit the mark, but I feel like it's a little.
You were too on target, like you were doing
yeah,
too much. Like
exactly.
it's taking us away from like the feeling of.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
you're talking
When
about.
I think back on it, like I'm still very proud of it. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, this whole project to me, when I think about it, the more I listen to it, is it's your most experimental project you've done to date.
Absolutely.
Sure. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
We getting at it, getting to work. We love what we doing, feeling so fluid. You and me, we vibe to the music established. You are, never really thought less. How you was, express it, sending chills through my flesh. You the best at it with the breakdown, feeling like it's fake now.
It's all the breakdowns.
You know what's so fun? That's funny. You know what's so funny about this song that most people don't know? He knows this, but shout out to Marina Lotus. She's a dope feature. I'm glad she got on the song. But I actually was reaching out to a bigger artist to get onto this record. And it didn't work out. I'm not even going to say who it is because it don't even matter. Because, I didn't get them. So, like, it's sort of irrelevant.
Right.
But I thought this one singer would be dope. So I sort of structured the song around the idea of her being on it.
That's smart.
Right? So it's like... We getting at it, getting to work. I love what you doing, feeling so fluent. You and me, we vibe to the music. Established, you are how I never thought less. How you always express it, sending chills through my flesh. You the best at it with the breakdown, feeling like it's fate now. How you lay that 8 count, harmonize with the background. Leave it all in a moment. Pen and pad as we zoning as you take control. Level out our decibels. You do it so professional. Thought I'd let you know. So it's like this whole verse
is about that feature.
Exactly.
That's
it's
crazy.
about that feature artist I was trying to get that I didn't get.
Damn.
Right? But at the same time, I respect what Marina did to it with her verse and what she brought to the song as well. So I think it worked.
It did, yeah.
Even like when it didn't work out like I wanted it to,
Right.
it still worked. But let me shut the fuck up and let's like play this so you hear exactly what I'm talking about.
That's crazy.
We getting at it,
That's
getting
crazy.
to work. We love what we doing, feeling so fluid. You and me, we vibe to the music established. You are, never really thought less. How you was, express it, sending chills through my flesh. You the best at it with the breakdown, feeling like it's fate now. How you laid that 8 count, harmonize with the background, leave it all in the moment. Pen and pad, we zoning as we take control. Level out with our decibels, you do it so professional. Thought I'd let you know. Feeling nice, well, how you set the mood and get the groove.
I will say who that is, because like I feel like they deserve. She deserves her flowers. She's super
dope. I'm on the mic, and we dim the lights.
Yeah.
Feel the vibe as the flames ignite. It's heating up, loving how we really connected, finding a spark through these times in the
Yeah, so
session.
the artist name is Paris Alexa. She's a super dope singer.
Music hitting, touching on my soul.
Yeah, I just never heard back from the team. I mean, that happens. Like, it's nothing personal. You know, like, I'm sure she's busy. I had to feature one. I had it ready. But, you know, it just didn't work out. And then Marina asked, so I reached out to Marina. Ooh, what the fuck did I just do? I reached out to Marina and, you know, I let her hear the song, and she was definitely down for it. And the crazy part about it is like, she did something different. Like, this was her second time writing the verse. Like, she sent me something the first time, and I was like, nah, I'm not feeling that.
I remember that.
And then she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, just do you. Like, don't try to, like, you know, do what you think I will like. Just do you. And then she came with
It's heating up, loving how we really got what I want. Love how we make them save it all.
Yeah, so then she came out with this. And I was like, this is vibey. Yeah.
Are way too real. You're honest with me. This room between your lines ain't empty. Your bars get me tipsy. Oh boy, you know you got me so stuck. Call it tough love.
This is my part right here.
Can't seem to get enough of it. A spark like a fire for all the smoke that I blow in the studio. We vibrate but never on the phone.
You know, the crazy part about that part, the vibrate but never on the phone, she said it once. Right? So she said it once. We vibrate but never on the phone. Mm-hmm. And then it was just empty. Mm-hmm. And then it went back to the hook. And I was like, I'm going to put that in there again. So I went in there and chopped her verse up. And then, like, I repeated it again. Like,
look at this arranger of music. Like, this modern Mozart of hip-hop. I keep telling you he needs to work in a studio. Guys, he's not utilizing... You guys have been seeing, like, 1/3 of his talents. This guy has multiple things he can be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy. But, you know, whatever. We're not going to get into it.
Yeah, let's not get into that. But, like, yeah.
Can't seem to get enough of it. A spark like a fire.
And we're going to let this run right into the interlude Grateful after this. But, yeah. I just, like, I thought about doing, like, a phone vibration, too. But, like, I think I tried it, and I don't think it really fit like I wanted it to. So I just left it alone.
These sessions got me vibing on low.
And personally, for me, I feel like this is one of the weakest songs.
I agree with that.
So, like, I think it was necessary, but when I look back at, like, creating it, it could have been a song, like, I just, like, put out as a single instead of, like, adding it in. Shout out to Marina, though. I still think it's super
Yeah,
dope.
shout out to her. She did her thing.
But we're going right into the Grateful interlude.
I'm grateful for E's music. It makes me feel like I'm part of a good community. I love watching him grow and turn into an amazing artist that he is. His shows are so awesome, and his fans are the best.
So the crazy thing about that interlude is that, like, Caitlin, shout out Caitlin, you know who Caitlin is. She's a fan of both of our music. She's from Utah. Shout out to her. I asked her to do it, and she was like hella stoked. She was like, yeah. And then she sent it to me, and, like, I listened to it, and I was like, this is dope. And I was like, yo, were you nervous? She was like, yeah. She was like, yeah. So I just said anything that I could super quickly.
That's so
and then, like, I felt grateful the interlude was so proper to put right before Unfamiliar, especially because of the subject matter I'm talking about on Unfamiliar, right? So it's like, you know, we're going to run it back, and then we're going to run straight into Unfamiliar so you can hear it.
I like the placement of all this.
I tried, man.
I'm grateful for E's music. It makes me feel like I'm part of a good community. I love watching him grow and turn into an amazing artist that he is. His shows are so awesome, and his fans are the best.
Shout out to Caitlin, too, man. She came out deep to the shows, and she gave so much energy. I miss her. I hope you're safe in Utah. I'm going to send this to you. because I want you to see this for sure.
Looking at these faces, seeing so many that I don't know.
This song is so
Hoping that my phone ring from people that
Okay, when you do recap shows, you need the song to that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a perfect one.
Crazy eyes different when the energy be shifting. Unfamiliar faces, all I see when I start to move close. Crazy, right? It's a life. When people that you love disappear to spite. Say they loyal, really they just all for you, but make your blood go on boil from uprooting from the soil. Well, okay, you think I'm going to play? No way.
I think this is the most slept on
Don't
song
need the support.
for me.
Getting it from other places. Real shit, that's a basis. Crazy seeing people that never met you see you shine, see your greatness. Crazy how they say they staying by your side. With blood ain't thick as water every single time. So shout out to the people that help me make it, see me rise from the bottom and we not even related. Looking at these faces, seeing so many that I don't
I remember
know.
listening party when I listened to this. I was like, oh, bro, this is the mainstream one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Well, it shows that they never pay attention. I've been on a mission. Crazy eyes different when the energy be shifting. Unfamiliar faces, all I see when I start to move close.
this is an Enon beat too.
Move close.
Yes.
Everybody always saying that. Girl, rely on your family.
wow.
Fuck
That's
that,
crazy.
only need a few.
Holy
Name the 5 of my
shit. Where you at,
Grammys.
Johnny?
Swear to God, it's outstanding.
He's in
Funny
Canada.
how they always seem to
Winnipeg.
say you'll never do it, throw it all
That's
away.
nuts.
But the unfamiliar throw with parades. All the people that give me praise don't know me by my legal name. This whole equation, open your eyes, how different faces want to see you rise.
There's so
Shit
much
is
to
really just
unpack in
crazy.
this. There's
'Cause
so
I know
much to
it's a
unpack in
blessing
this.
to believe in me more than common people that always asking these questions. Looking at these faces, seeing so many that I don't know. Hoping that my phone ring from people that I always keep close. Well, it shows that they never pay attention. I've been on a mission. Crazy eyes different when the energy be shifting. Unfamiliar faces,
so what?
all I see when I
Yeah.
start to move close. Move close.
Yeah, that's definitely a sleeper for sure.
Let me just say, bro, since day one, like, just give some pretense if anyone didn't know, E and I met in 2019.
Yeah.
And since then, it's like, I know, I'll say for myself, and I'm sure for you, like, I've met a lot of people that were strangers that have nothing to do with, like, my close-knit circle and our friend group intertwined. It's like, a lot of those people go hard for my music more than anyone else.
Yeah,
all these new-
absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely. And I mean, shout out to you, Johnny. Like, we've never met in person. Me and Kahuna have never met. Me and Sack Juggalo have never met in person.
Mm-hmm.
Me and a lot of people, Dylan, Cliff. There's so
Nico?
many. There's so Nico. There's so many names that I can just go on and on and on and on and on about. Heather, shout out to Heather. Shout out to Traumatose, Miss Traumatose. Shout out to all of them. Look at that. Heather pops in
what's up,
as
Heather?
we speak on her.
What's up?
And it's like I haven't met any of these people face to face, and they support me more than the people who know me personally,
Right.
who have my phone number, who can reach out to me and like give me a hug, and that's the whole purpose behind Unfamiliar, right? And it's like. And we shot the video at the when was
At the show, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, when was it though?
The last year's show.
No.
No?
Yes,
it was.
Yes, it was last year's show. We shot it at the show. We just wanted to get like, what's up, Heather? We just wanted to get people. We just wanted to get like a raw footage look. We didn't even want it to look like a structured video. And it's like. I open up the song, like, looking at these faces, seeing so many that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping that my phone rings from people that I always keep close, and it shows. And it's like, throughout the Mosaic journey of the album, right, it was like a whole bunch of uncertainty in the beginning, right? In the middle, it's like me finding my way. And having all these people who listen to my music support me, like Heather, the Johnnies, the Nico, Sack Juggalos, like telling me like, no, you're great at what you're doing. What you're doing is helping me, be better than I was yesterday. And it's like me, throughout this project, I wanted people to understand, like, I had to find that evolution myself to understand that what I'm doing is also affecting me in a good way as well as it is other people. And that's really hard to understand sometimes as an artist when you don't feel it all the time. Like, you feel the love, but it's a difference when you really, really feel it in your core. And, like, I just want to say, I feel it from you, Heather. I feel it from you, Johnny. I feel it from Nico. I feel it from a lot of people. Sack Juggalo, you know, Larry Belfate, you know, a lot of the people, you know, and if I forget their names, you know, I'm sorry. But I feel it. And it just says a lot where it's like, you know, like, let's just get to it. Like, looking at these faces, seeing so many that I don't know, hoping that my phone rings, some people that I always keep close. You know, let's just let the lyrics just hit a little bit, because it's just nuts to me. It's nuts.
Looking at these faces, seeing so many that I don't know. Hoping that my phone ring from people that I always keep close. Well, it shows that they never pay attention. I've been on a mission. Crazy eyes different when the energy be shifting. Unfamiliar faces, all I see when I start to move close.
So funny story. This is like a recent story that I don't even think I've even told King about. That you're about to hear for the first time, everyone. So it's like, looking at these faces, seeing so many that I don't know, as I'm staring out into the crowd performing a show, hoping that my phone rings from people that I always keep close. And to be very clear, like, I'm content with where I'm at, but I wanted to put that in the song to paint the perspective of, like, dang, man, like, people who are closest to me don't even show me this amount of love. And these are people who have never seen me, met me, anything before, and I'm affected them in a way where they feel like what I'm doing is so important. And that is like logically, like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Right? Hoping that my phone rings from people that I try to keep close. Well, it shows that they never pay attention. I've been on the mission. Crazy odds different when that energy be shifting. And I said when the energy shifts because a lot of the energy in my life has shifted from family. Like, now that I'm seeing more success, more rewards, I mean, and this is any person in life who becomes successful in any facet, nobody believes in what you're doing when there's no results. But when the results start to happen, that's when the belief starts to come. And people be like, oh, look at my, I can't count on my hands and toes how many family members have been like, oh, look at my nephew or my son or my grandson or blah, 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 doing all this now. And it's like I appreciate it, right? Because, like, that means, you know, let me be clear. It doesn't mean anything to me. But it's dope to see, like, they see the results.
What do you think that the psychology is between that whole, like, you know, we expect, like, people close to us to be supporting us all the way, but it's actually the reverse as we go along. Like, because people say jealousy and all that stuff, but it's like, it's a common trend.
Well, I think personally, a lot of people, you know, let me speak for myself. A lot of people in my family, they haven't achieved a lot of great things. So when they see other people going for what they want and they haven't done it, they're salty. Because we had the bravery to go do it. You know, but let's get into this verse, because this verse is like...
Crazy, right? This a life. When people that you love disappear to spite. Say they loyal, really they just all for you, but make your blood go and boil from uprooting from the soil.
Come on, man. Like, come on, man. Like,
That's fire.
Crazy, right? This is a life when people that you love disappear to spite. Say they loyal, say they really just all for you, but make your blood go and boil from uprooting from the soil. And when I say uprooting from the soil, I mean, like, when you no longer want to be a part of that foundation. Right. And then they're upset that you don't want to be a part of that foundation anymore because you want to do something that's different. That's more for you than it is for them. And I think that says a lot. What do you...
Well, it just made me think it's like, yeah, to your point, like, when we're creating our own brands, our own, like, world within our music, it's like, yeah, it's like, it may have remnants of, like, our past life, but it's totally us away from everything.
Absolutely.
Know? And it's like, some people are either going to gel with that and not, and if they don't, that's when we start to form new friendships and new worlds with other people and stuff, so, yeah, it's wild.
I'm going to shut up, because I feel like this sort of stuff
okay, you think too. I'm going to play? No way, I just do my own thing. Don't need the support. getting it from other places. Real shit, that's a basis. Crazy seeing people that never met you see you shine, see your greatness.
That's the hardest
Crazy
part.
how they say they staying by your side. With blood ain't thick as water every single time. So shout out to the people who helped me make it, see me rise from the bottom, and we not even related. Looking at these faces, seeing so many
I think you're the
that
first
I
artist
don't
I've heard
know.
who's focused on this like all the way through.
Hoping that my
As a
phone ring
topic.
from people that I always keep close. Well, it shows
Wow.
that they never pay
I mean, shout out.
attention. I've been on a
Argue
mission.
like, shout out.
Crazy
He always
as
talks about
different when
stuff
they
like that.
energy
You just
be
like,
shifted.
it's like,
Unfamiliar
nigga, this
faces,
song is
all I
about.
see when I start
Yeah,
to move
exactly.
close. Move close. Everybody always saying that. Girl, rely on your family. Fuck that, only need a few. Name the 5 of my Grammys. Swear to God, it's outstanding. Funny how they always seem to say you'll never do it, throw it all away. But the unfamiliar throw in parades. All the people that give me praise don't know me by my legal name. This whole equation, open your eyes out.
Okay, let's pause that for a second. Because, like, I said my legal name, but, like, let's be very clear. My legal name is Emanuel Brown. Like, so I just want to make that clear for anybody out there who thinks my name is something else. My name is Emanuel Brown. But that's nuts. That's nuts when I listen to this.
Grammys, swear to God, it's outstanding. Funny how they always seem to say you'll
We're
never
just gonna
do
let
it,
this
throw it all
ride the
away.
rest
But
of
the
the way,
unfamiliar
'cause I feel
throw
like
in
it's
parades.
just
All the people
a lot
that
to
give
be
me
said
praise
here.
don't know me by my
And then we're
legal
gonna go
name.
into
This
the
whole equation, open your eyes
skit.
out.
It's been
Different
a
faces
pleasure.
wanna see you rise. Shit is really just crazy.
Thank you
'Cause I
all
know
for
it's a
coming.
blessing to believe in me
kicking
more than
it.
common people that always
I know
ask
it's
these
late.
questions. Looking at these faces, seeing so many that I don't know. Don't know. Hoping that my phone ring from people that I always keep close. Well, it shows that they never pay attention. I've been on a mission. Crazy eyes different when the energy be shifted. Unfamiliar faces, all I see when I start to move close. Move close.
This is why I placed it like closer to the end, because I felt like it's perfect. And then I can't wait to talk about this next skit. It's been a pleasure. This interlude is just like crazy to me.
Chuck, bro, I just want to say it's been a pleasure to have known you for the past 8 years and to watch you grow as a person and an artist in that time has been something to behold and something worth seeing. And in that time,
What up?
I've
What's up,
left
JJ?
and came
you for
back to
coming.
VA, and you put out the news, which on my first listen to it, I was like, yo, this man has embodied 7 cities in an entire album, and it's just incredible. So with that being said, man, for everything that you've done and are doing.
So, you know, the crazy thing of
His was my favorite skit, to be honest with you.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Why?
It was like you could just feel like the deep emotion and like obviously like you guys have the history, you guys have known each other for 8 years, but like he brought it back to your beginning, like your first album. Like he talked about like it was like he talked about how like he's seen the growth of how far you're going. Like it's funny because like with Unfamiliar, all these faces you don't know, but here's someone you do know who's like, hang on though, like I do see what you've been doing.
you know, it's so
You know what I'm
crazy. I
saying?
never even thought about it like that
You know
until
what
you
I'm
just
saying?
said that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about that is, so he said Chuck, right? So number one, my name is Charles Emanuel Brown. That's my full government name, right? I chose to go by Emanuel Brown. So like I was in the Navy, for most people who do know, who don't know, and me and Justin is his name. We served in the Navy together for, well, I was in the Navy for 4 years, but we were literally in the same place for literally a year and a half. He was like one of my tight, like closest friends. I still talk to him this day. And he listens to all my music. He buys all my music. He streams it, all that stuff. And, you know, it's crazy because when I asked him, I was like, yo, I'm trying to do some skits for the album. How do you feel about it? And he's like, say less. Like, he was like, absolutely. So I told him, you know, as I told everybody else who did interlude or a skit on this album, I said keep between 15 seconds and a minute, right? And his was the longest. And, you know, for him to talk about the growth, you know, he used to rap too, and when we were in the Navy, he was one of the first people where we went to Guitar Center together. And for people who don't know what that is, it's basically like a Walmart for musicians, right? So I remember he walked into Guitar Center with me, and I spent like $3,000 on music equipment that day. I bought a new computer, microphone, headphones, and like I was just trying to figure it out. And he was there with me for like that entire step. Like when I was mixing my own stuff, when I was running back and forth trying to record it in my 2-bedroom apartment, that he used to come through and like watch me do that. So just to hear him like talk about that, like brought back all those memories that he had watched me do or we went through together.
They make you take that shot in boot camp.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I took that shot. The peanut butter shot. Absolutely.
The peanut butter shot?
Yeah, it's a shot in your ass. They put a shot in your ass cheek. But
standard issue, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yo, what's up, Parker?
What's good, Parker?
But yeah, so it's crazy to see him talk about that. And then like I moved out here to Washington State, the Seattle area, and he heard the news when I put that out here. And he lived in the area where I grew up in Virginia. So for him to say it embodied that, because he knew what that was like. He'd been to where I grew up. He's been to, you know, the high school where I went to. He's seen all these things. So it was a little different. Like it hit a little different to hear him talk about that. And then just to say, like, it's been a pleasure. I felt like it was one of the perfect ways to go into our record. Keep going to show, like, the evolution of where I was to where I am now. Right? And for people who don't know, whenever I create music, I always create on the ends. Like, I know where I want it to start, and I know where I want it to end. And I think Keep Going was, like, the third record I wrote.
That's funny.
Leave it up to Kahuna. It's cool. It's all good. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. But yeah, so we're gonna run this back. It's been a pleasure one more time. So, you know, for you guys to all have all that context, and then we're gonna run into the record with my man King Dow, and there's a lot to unpack about that one too.
Let's go.
Chuck, bro, I just want to say it's been a pleasure to have known you for the past 8 years. And to watch you grow as a person and an artist in that time has been something to behold and something worth seeing. And in that time, I've left and came back to VA, and you put out the news, which on my first listen to it, I was like, yo, this man has embodied 7 cities in an entire album.
For sure.
And it's just incredible. So with that being said, man, thank you for everything that you've done and are doing.
That's probably one of my favorite songs.
Feeling like I'm patient, feeling like it's time to fly, but instead he beat me down, black in my eyes, clip my wings, so it seems, all they say is never I believe, working hard, praising God, thank him now, shit I made it far, thinking back, we was trying to adapt, fighting for the scraps from the people who would call, but never call me back from any RD that must have buy you a drink, I remember thinking about quitting, lights off in a dream. But now we made it pass, back to the lab, steady breaking pencils from writing on the pad. Remember when you won, so you gonna make it through. Keep doing what you doing, yeah, have a movement. No fans, just the love for the craft. My brain, the mic in the lab, that's all that we had. Through the mud to the water, now we getting the
This is dope, because we can like go back and forth on like what you like.
Like they never wanna see you shine. Well, I've been working, putting in that overtime. I'm gon' get mine, you never know. Don't ever stop, keep pushing, cause you got control. Keep going, keep going. If you want it, they can't stop you.
I see it.
Control
I see it like right now. Like,
keep going, keep going. If you want it, then you get it, so just own it.
Going through timeline,
here's King.
remembering my grind.
trying to be defined, showing I was just fine, proving that I can shine. Building myself, yeah. Cultivating my voice all day, yeah. They cannot believe how I achieve when I found my inner peace. 2018, I was young and a fiend, booking these shows by myself with a dream. I reached the mass, let them know how I lean. Dreadlock bending, now the girls want to scream. Chanting my words, let it flow like a stream. All I wanted, I kept going for me. Faith in myself, it paid off, see my me. 2020, watch the documentary. They lean and say this a damn good movie. The name is King, I am true royalty. Meditation while I sit and I breathe. I am the one, true Jamaican. Born in the dark, under the sun. Uniform thick, vibranium. While I go speak, you must the sun. This is the truth, cultivation.
The video for this is fire too. It's in the description.
I've been working, putting in that overtime. I'm gonna get mine.
This is probably my favorite.
Don't ever stop, keep pushing, cause you got control. Keep going. Keep going.
I didn't know that. That's
nuts.
nuts.
Stop you, you control it. Keep going. Keep going. If you want it, then you get it, so just own it. Keep going. Keep going. If you want it, they can't stop you, you control it. Keep going. Keep going. If you want it, then you get it, so just own it.
So, like, what you want to talk about first? We keep going, man.
I feel like we should talk about, like, what you were thinking about how you wanted to end this song, right? Because you talk about, like, you start with the ends, the top to bottom. So, like, did you have this song already written and then you put it at the end, or did you have, like, the idea of, like, I want this to be the message, and then you start to go into wanting to write?
That's a good question.
You know what I mean?
So the first song that I wrote for this album was I Don't Know, the first one. And the whole purpose of that was I wanted to show, like, the indecisiveness in the way I was feeling at that time of my life. Mm-hmm. And I knew I wanted to end it on a positive note, but I hadn't gotten this beat yet. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I heard this beat, actually, Enon, the guy who's produced, like, literally 90% of my catalog.
Yeah.
I heard this on his Beat Store, on BeatStars. I heard this beat. Okay. And I was like, yo, this beat is hard. Mm-hmm. And, like, I was like, yo, I need this beat. So, like, I bought it from him. And then I just listened to it. I think I listened to it for, like, a week or so. And then I was like, I want to end this with a positive message. And I didn't really know what I wanted to say at that time. And then I was like, you know what? Let's talk about, like, triumph, right? Because I don't feel like there's a lot of that in music anymore sometimes, and especially on albums. Right. So I was like, I want to end it like that. So there was a sample in it that, like, had, like,
I am just...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I took it out. Yeah. But basically, like, it just felt like I needed to talk about stuff that I haven't really talked about. Like, I've only talked about personally. Like, you know, like, stories that, you know, I've told you, or, like, you know, people who are super close to me. So it's like I wanted to start it off, and I think the first thing that came to my mind was, like, feeling like I'm patient, feeling like it's time to fly, but they steady beat me down, black in my eyes. And, you know, I feel like life is hard, and life beats up on people all the time, which is why I wanted to start with those lines, because I wanted to set the tone for, like, this is what you about to hear. And then I said, but they steady beat me down, black on my eyes, clip my wings, so it seems. You know, all they say is never I believe. And it's like, I really wanted to, and honestly, like, when I wrote that line, I knew I had to put that on merch. Like, period. So, like, that's why I did, like, the all they say is never hoodies, t-shirts. That's why I did, like, the face for merch, you know, where it had, like, the clip wing and shit like that. Because it's like, clip my wings, so it seems. Because, like, they say an angel with a clipped wing can't fly. They can't be great. So I wanted to have one that reflected, like, a broken wing of, like, showing that loss of hope, but also showing the hope that you can fly and be great. That's right? Dope. So it's like, clip my wings, so it seems. All they say is never, but I believe. right? Because everybody else can say that they don't care, they can't see it happen, but I believe.
Oh, that's interesting.
The good and the bad, or is that
Verbatim.
What a great question. You know, I sort of thought about this, and I think somebody asked me this before. Probably not, because I don't think it's not important, but and if I did, I would do it where it's like you would have to read in between the lines to know it's about the Navy. I don't want to make it, if I did do it, I wouldn't want to do it where it's like to the point where you knew exactly it was about the Navy, because I don't want the Navy coming after me being like, hey, this is our shit now. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because of like government contracting bullshit. So yeah.
Damn.
But that's why I said clip my wings so it seems all they say is never I believe, working hard, thanking God, praising God, thank him now, shit, I made it far. You know, and then it's like even more parts of the verse, right? Which we can like, I guess we can play it, unless you have any other questions.
No, that was just that question to start off.
Did I go on a tangent?
No, but you did answer it, and it was dope because it gave more context to the whole. Like, I didn't even know that about the merch, so that's dope. That's dope
yeah.
To know, yeah.
Yeah, it just felt right. It just felt right.
It's crazy how you start the I don't know, and then keep going. You know, like
exactly.
The sentence.
Exactly.
Feeling like I'm patient. Feeling like it's time to fly.
And the funny thing is I'm not patient. But I understand I have to be patient.
Clip my wings, so it seems. All they say is never I believe. Working hard, praising God. Thank him now, shit, I made it far. Thinking back, who was trying to adapt. Fighting for the scraps from the people who would call, but never call me back from any RD that must have buy you a drink. I remember thinking about quitting. Lights off in a dream.
So, like, it's interesting because, yeah, I mean, you said it. So, like, a lot of people don't know. And I don't really talk about it publicly because, like, it doesn't matter. I'm still in the same spot, but for the context of the song, it's like, clip my wings so it seems. All they say is never I believe. Working hard, praising God, thank him now. Shit, I made it far. Thinking back, we was trying to adapt, right? I was trying to adapt to figure out a way to get into this music thing any way I could. Fighting for the scraps from the people who would call but never call me back. From NERD, which is Chad Hugo and Pharrell Williams. And the crazy part about that is like, I'm from a small town in Newport News, Virginia. You know, I think there's maybe 600,000 people there. It's not massively big, but I mean, it's like sort of big. And for Pharrell Williams, one of the greatest hip hop producers of all time, and his best friend Chad Hugo, to hear my music.
That's a big deal.
At 19 years old. And this is when I was 19 years old. When I wasn't even like, I won't shit in music. Like, the music won't good. None of it. For them to hear my song and to even consider, like, trying to work with me and my friend Ryan at the time is like something like I still can't fathom. And it's like a needle in a haystack. Yeah. Being from a very small area where, like, there is no opportunity. There is no nothing. So I always, like, hold that close to my heart, even though it didn't work out. And then, like, the T-Pain thing is, like, you know, they did call, but they never called me back. And it's okay because, like, you know, they're busy, life happens, whatever. You know, and then it's like, I remember thinking about quitting. Like, I remember, and that reference to, like, the News album, my first album, I remember it was a week after I finished making the album, I said I quit. I was sitting in my driveway.
That's crazy.
And I was like, fuck this music shit.
That's
And I literally just put all this money into an album. And I was like, I can't do this shit anymore.
Yeah.
I remember thinking about quitting Lights Off in a dream. But now we made a pass back to the lab, steady breaking pencils from writing on the pad. You know, and then it's like my best friend, one of my best friends, DeJuan, he used to be at like every studio session I did. He used to be there for moral support. He used to just sit there, play Madden. When we would be like in a room like smaller than this, like, and he would just watch me hold this handheld mic like smaller than this shit, and I would just like rap.
Wow.
That's all I would do is rap and record from sunrise to sunset. We go get food, do it again the next day, do it again the next day, and you know. And that's why I wanted to shout him out. He said, I remember when DeJuan said, you going to make it through. Keep doing what you're doing. Didn't have a movement and no fans, just a love for the craft. My brain, the mic, and the lab. That's all that we had. Through the mud to the water, now we getting it back. And the mud to the water reference is like where I grew up, there's muddy waters. The Atlantic Ocean is very disgusting. The Chesapeake Bay is very disgusting. We call it the muddy waters. From the mud to the water, now we're getting it back. So it's like now things are better than they were right now. So that's where like that leads to.
Wow. What I like about this song and just the project as a whole, it proves how self-aware you are, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, very self-aware to like where you are, where you're going, the stuff you've gone through. Like it shows. Like, yeah, this is awesome.
For sure.
But now we made it past, back to the lab. Steady breaking pencils from writing on the pad. Remember when the one, so you gonna make it through. Keep doing what you doing. Yeah, have a movement. No fans, just the love for the craft. My brain, the mic, and the lab. That's all that we had. Through the mud to the water. Now we get in the back.
And I think the hook's pretty self-explanatory.
Feeling like they never wanna see you shine. Well, I've been working, putting in that overtime. I'm gon' get mine, you never know. Don't ever stop, keep pushing cause you got control. Keep going, keep going. If you want it, they can't stop you, you control it. Keep going.
Before we get to your verse, I have to say a couple of things.
If you want it, then you get it, so just own it.
So before King's verse comes in here, right, like, I had known you for what, like maybe
almost a year?
A year or so.
Yeah, going on to
King wasn't even the original feature that I wanted on this song. And the original person I wanted on the song, their schedule was busy, you know, it didn't work out. And I remember me and King had been talking about doing some music, and like at the time, like King's music was so like foreign for me, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought it was dope, but I wasn't sure if he could like bar up. Like he can really like say some shit that can like really hit the soul, because that's not, it is what he does, but it's not what he does regularly. Right? So I remember I was like, yo, I got something for you. And then he was like, all right, bet. Like, you know, I'll do it. Right? And then I remember he texted me like maybe 15 minutes after like I sent it to him. And he was like, I'm done. He was like, this is nuts. He said, this is going to be your best fucking feature on this album.
I said, that's fire.
He's like, it's going to be your best feature on the fucking album. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is like, I didn't even hear his verse. Like, together with my verse. I just heard his verse on his own. And then I heard my verse on my own. And then when Sam, shout out Sam Murner, my engineer, when he put them together, we heard it together for the first time.
After a set.
Like after a show or something. And
that's crazy.
It was nuts. But like, let's go into your verse. And you tell me when to stop.
Going through timeline, remembering my grind. Trying to be defined, showing I was just fine, proving that I can shine. Building myself, yeah. Cultivating my voice all day, yeah. They cannot believe how I achieve when I...
Yeah, bro, like... So, like, when you gave me this beat in the song, I heard everything. Yeah. It's just, like... Because, you know, just to give, like, full context to anyone who doesn't know, I started my solo... I've been a musician since I was a kid, but I started my solo journey as an artist as King Dao in 2018, literally. Like, my first song, music video, and album was shot in, like, the spring of 2018.
Nuts.
And, yeah, that's when it started. So, like, going into 2019, you know, when I met E, that's when I was like, I want to get more tapped into the local scene. And so, like, I was developing quickly, and I feel like I have my, you know, my musician background to thank for that. But even still, just like, it was going into new territory. Like, it's like, I'm a bass player, that's my instrument. But like, now I'm like an artist now. I'm at the forefront of like everything. And as you know, it's like, we have to be the one doing the cold emails, trying to put our own shows together, trying to network it ourselves out there, you know, and all these different things. So yeah, it just like had me reflecting on like, wow, now here I am on this track, reflecting on that journey. So it's kind of crazy.
Going through timeline, remembering my grind. Yeah. Cool. That's nuts. Yeah. Prove it. I love that line. Going through timeline, remembering my grind. Yeah. Like, it's nuts. Deep, just proving that I can shine.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
And one more thing I'll say too, I gotta thank you too, man, because honestly, I feel like this song especially was like the start of my evolution into the sound I have now. You know what I mean? Like, it just like that, like, if you can tell, like, my cadence has changed. Like, I was doing it a little bit in other songs too before this, but like in this in particular, like my cadence and just like the tonality and the style is like, you know, like I'm tapping into my Jamaican side. You guys will start to hear and all this different stuff. But yeah, they'll hear it. Yeah.
Found my inner peace. 2018, I was young and a fiend. Booking these shows by myself with a dream. I reached the mass, let them know how I lean. Dreadlock bending, now the girls want to scream. Chanting my words, let it feel like a stream. All I wanted, I kept going for me. Faith in myself, it paid off, see my me. 2020, watch the documentary. They laid and say this said.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So like Dreadlock Bandit and all the girls want to scream. That's a reference to like the Black Elf, Black Super Saiyan, Dreadlock Bandit. Yeah. Because that was out at that time. And then 2020, watched the documentary. That's when I dropped my first documentary.
You know, I never even thought about that connection, but that makes sense.
Yeah, now the girls want to scream. Chant your words like feel like a stream. All faith in myself, paid out, see my money. Because my mom was my first fan, honestly. And to this day, shout out to
faith in
Mom.
myself, it paid off. See, mommy.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was I think that's probably my favorite line from your entire verse.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Are we
Yeah, we're good. We can go
okay.
there. Sorry.
Damn good movie. The name is King, I am true royalty. Meditation while I sit and I breathe. I am the one, true Jamaican. Born in the dark, under the sun. Uniform thick, vibranium. While I go speak, you must listen. This is the truth, cultivation.
And then I'll say, so uniform thick, vibranium. So Black Panther, vibranium.
Come on.
You already know. Yeah.
Come on, we know the vibes.
Yeah. So,
That's hard.
Yeah, man.
We gonna let it ride now.
They never wanna see you shine. Well, I've been working, but
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. That's why it was so hard. Like, when he sent it to me, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I swear to God, that was the moment I was like, I'm a King Daffy. I was like, this is like, I was like, I didn't know, I knew he could rap. I didn't know this nigga could rap like this.
If you want it, then you get it, so just own it. Keep going. If you want it, they can't stop you, you control it. Keep going. If you want it, then you get it, so just own it.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the conclusion of Mosaic. Shout out to my man King Dow for blessing the track. Keep going.
Thanks for having me, man.
Shout out to all you guys for tuning in and listening to it. It's definitely like, I definitely said to myself, how am I going to top this? Like, I've been listening to it, and I'm like, how am I going to top this? I've done it. I think I've done it, but you know, it's nuts. It's one of my. I'm very proud of the project, so I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for Fresh C, Marina, Lotus. Y'all are the only three, and you know, for doing this skits.
I mean, I know he wasn't part of the project, but shout out to Siri Savvy once you get the remix. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And everyone else who contributed, but man, that's it. So we're done for tonight. Mosaic breakdown, song breakdowns with EB. We'll be back on Sunday. You're getting 3 this week. So on Sunday, we're doing the Monster remix with my guy, Siri Savvy. He'll be here. And that's a crazy story in itself. That'll be at the regular scheduled programming time at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Appreciate you, King, for coming. Tell them where they can find you real quick.
You guys can find me on everywhere, Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, King Dow, KINGDOW. Add the 1 on Instagram. I just dropped a new album last month, King Dow Kingdom. Go check that out. We have a music video out, Gallivant, and then the Phase music video out is dropping at the end of this month, November 30th. So stay tuned for all that.
Yeah, make sure you guys go give him a sub. Go turn those notifications on for that. And we will see you on Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Big Kahuna, Heather, Johnny, Parker, and everyone else who's been in here. Even if you didn't say anything, I appreciate you for coming and taking time out of your night to be here. Grateful.
Kahuna.
Grateful.
you, guys.
Grateful.
Yeah.
Peace. I'm doing that stupid ass shit that